This week is going to either make or break cryptocurrencies. This Wednesday, we have so many crazy things that's going to affect cryptos in a massive way. Hopefully, and what I'm thinking is that it's going to affect cryptos in a good and bullish way that's going to kick off the bull run. However, this might not be a possibility, at least for the short term. So what is taking place on Wednesday is CPI. We have the Fed rate decision and some more data, not to mention further data sets throughout the rest of the week and the weeks after. But this is going to be very, very critical. Cryptos had basically crashed and dumped last week, and the dollar pumped on the jobs data. The jobs data is actually very bullish. It's very good, but it shows inflation is not yet cooling down. And so what this is signaling the Fed is that they might not be able to cut rates until the end of the year. Now, let me give you a little bit more backdrop and help you to understand exactly what's going on. The beginning of this year, cryptos were pumping and they were going up massively. The stock market breaking all-time highs. The stock market's still breaking all-time highs. Cryptos are still essentially going up. They are very, very high compared to where they were last year. Much higher, hundreds of percents higher, even Bitcoin still. But here is the thing. Based on the information that the Fed had earlier this year, the beginning of this year, is that they were thinking they were going to start cutting rates around this time. But inflation data started to come in hotter than expected, hotter than what the Fed was expecting. And now this is signaling for the Fed that they're not going to be able to cut rates until later this year, which is actually bullish. However, as the market is interpreting it and understanding it, it's not bullish for the short term. And this means that inflation is still hot, that they have to keep rates higher. And the talk of rates higher and keeping rates higher for longer is not necessarily a good thing for the economy. It's really constricting money. It's constricting the markets. It's preventing things from being able to grow. Because what the Fed is doing by keeping high interest rates is they're constricting money flow. They're restricting liquidity into the crypto markets, the stock market, etc. However, this is an election year. So what they are going to do is they are going to print a lot of money. They're going to pump the stock market because they want their presidential candidate to look good. They want to make people think that Biden is causing the stock market to go up. And this is not necessarily the case only with the Democratic Party. It's with every single presidential race that whatever year it is, they pump the stock market to make their particular candidate look like, hey, I brought the stock market up. So Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. They're going to do it. Both of them, they all do it. Everyone does it. So that's what's going on. And this data that's coming out Wednesday is going to determine if the Fed is going to cut rates. So experts are now anticipating inflation to come down a bit more than expected, which if that is the case, the crypto market pumped a little bit today, bounced a little bit today off of that headline. But if that is the case, cryptos are going to pump massively. And the Fed, they have their rate decision. They're probably going to keep rates the same, by the way. The Fed is probably going to end up saying something relatively near in the short term. Hey, we're going to be able to cut rates more than we expected, or we're going to cut rates sooner than expected. That type of data or that type of knowledge or that type of language, is very, very bullish. And the crypto markets will react absolutely massively to that. So if we get inflation showing that is coming down a lot faster than experts are even expecting, cryptos are going to pump very hard. If inflation comes as expected at the expectations of the experts, cryptos are going to pump very hard. If CPI, which is pretty much the most important data set, by the way, that we want to pay attention to, if CPI comes in way hotter than expected, or hotter than expected, there's going to be a bearish sell-off for altcoins and cryptos in the short term. However, despite all this data and despite everything that I'm mentioning, cryptos are still inherently very, very bullish. The stock market is still very bullish, and they're going to continue to go up. But what I'm talking about is more so relative to the short term. So right now, cryptocurrencies, they're chopping up and down because there's uncertainty in the markets. The markets aren't going to be pumping very hard while there is a lot of data coming out, and that's going to bring a lot of uncertainty. Whenever there is clarity and certainty in the markets, that's when the markets will pump. But whenever there is uncertainty, that's when crypto markets are not going to be as volatile. They're going to chop up and down. They're not really going to move because the market doesn't understand and is not understanding the direction of where it thinks everything is headed. Depending on how the market goes, whether it goes up or down, is the market's interpretation of the data events and the things that are happening around the world. When things are bullish and good, the markets will go up. That's how it works. Make sure you guys are in the Patreon where we are making money every single week off leverage trades. You guys can copy my signals there, off buy alerts, off cryptocurrencies, where I will tell you before they pump up massively. Make sure you are in the Patreon to get my constant market updates as well. You also need to be using Algosniper, which is a trading indicator that I developed that will help you to understand exactly when to buy and sell cryptos before they pump and before they dump. It works for every crypto. It's incredible. You guys can try today for just $1 at algosniper.com. If you guys want to be trading cryptocurrencies, make sure you are doing it over on Blowfin. They're giving away $5,000 in deposit bonuses if you use my link. It's a place where you can trade cryptos with the cheapest fees in the world. It's a very safe and secure platform. And you could trade cryptos on leverage up to 150x leverage, betting on whether the price is going to go up or down, which we call shorting or longing. You guys can have access to Blowfin, trade on Blowfin with my link below in my video description. That's going to be it for this video. So if you guys got anything out of this video, consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribe with notifications on, and I'll see you later.